Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Talk Time with Pastor Krista. So today, I'm in our chapel at church. There are some folks doing some work in the sanctuary, so I couldn't go in there today, but if I was in there, there would be an American flag in there. There is also an American flag in our chapel, and that's right behind me. You don't have to look far in a United Church of Christ church to find an American flag. So before we start talking about our flag today and what that means, I want to show you this umbrella. Now, I'm going to open this umbrella, and I want you to pretend that this umbrella represents God. This is how I look at God. God is like this big umbrella, and all of us on earth are under this umbrella. So my Christian friends are under this umbrella. My Muslim and my Jewish friends are under this umbrella, because this is kind of a fun fact. My Muslim and my Jewish friends, we all believe in the same God. The only thing that's different is our prophets. However, I also believe that every person on this earth, even if you are my friend and you don't believe in my God, I believe that you are under this umbrella that represents God, and that this earth is taken care of by the God I love. And that's what I believe. So now I'm going to put the umbrella down, and I want you to take a look at the flag that's behind me. Yesterday in our country, something very important happened. We inaugurated a new president. So when you inaugurate a president, that means you take a certain day, always January 20th, and you say, today you become the new president of the United States. And when the president makes a promise or an oath to the people of the country, the president sets his or her hand on a Bible, and they make that promise. That's why God is such an important part of everything that the United States of America stands for, because all of us, all over the world, but especially in the United States of America, are under that umbrella that is God. And when we make a promise, when our new president and vice president made promises yesterday, they put their hands on a Bible to make those promises. When we say our Pledge of Allegiance to our flag, we say the term under God in the Pledge of Allegiance. So I want to first read some scripture for you, and then we're going to talk about that pledge. So the scripture I'm reading today is taken from the book of Numbers. It's the 2nd chapter and the 2nd verse. So number 2:2. It should be easy to remember. And I want you to hear where it talks about flags in this book of the Bible. It says, the sons of Israel shall camp each by his own standard with the banners of their fathers' households. They shall camp around the tent of meeting with the banners of their fathers' households. A banner is another name for a flag. So thousands of years ago, flags were important, because if you went by the household of someone, one of the sons of Israel, and you saw their flag, you would know who they were and what they stand for. That's the importance of our American flag, because our American flag tells other people in this world who we are and what we stand for. And our Pledge of Allegiance does that for us. It says in words who we are and what we stand for. So listen to the beginning. You know this from school, I'm sure. It says, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. So when you pledge allegiance to something, that means you promise to honor and to respect what the flag stands for. So everything that our country was built on, inclusion, bringing in other people, letting people live freely in the United States, trying to take care of each other, honoring each other. When I pledge allegiance to my flag, I'm respecting and I'm honoring all of those promises and all that work our forefathers did so many years ago. And then it says, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands for. Yesterday, we saw on TV, if you watched any of the inauguration, we saw a lot of what our country stands for. I was very proud of our country yesterday because I think what people in other countries saw is what we want our country to be. We want our country to be a country where people can think differently but work together to create a country that is a good country for people to live in, that is a strong country, a country that can be honored and respected. And then our Pledge of Allegiance goes on to say, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So our pledge goes on to say, one nation under God, indivisible. If something is indivisible, that means that it cannot be divided. You may have differences of opinion, but in the end, you cannot divide it. With liberty and justice for all. So it talks about liberty and justice, and it doesn't just say with liberty and justice for me, or with liberty and justice for people who look like me, or liberty and justice for people who came here like my grandparents and great-grandparents came to the United States, or liberty and justice for people who love like I love. It says liberty and justice for all, and that's what our flag represents. So when we say our pledge to the flag, I want you to think about all of those words and what our flag represents in our country. Now, I usually sing a song at the end of our time together, and I did not on Tuesday because we were a little serious Tuesday, and we are also going to do that today. We'll go back to singing next week. But what I want you to do this morning is something I did every day when I was a child in school, and I know schools still do this today. But now that you're being homeschooled a lot of times, or maybe 2 days home and 2 days in school, I want you not to forget to do the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America, to pledge, to look at that flag and pledge and say, oh, flag, I know what you stand for. And you know what? I know that I am under God, and I know all those good lessons that God taught me and all those good lessons that Jesus taught me, and I promise that I'm going to do those lessons to honor and respect that flag every day. So let's say the Pledge of Allegiance together, right to the flag. You ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And boys and girls, can I tell you something? I think that you are the hope and the future of this country. And I believe in you. And I believe in you because I know that you are always supported by a God that loves you unconditionally. So please walk forward in this day, knowing how very, very important you are in this world, but especially in this United States of America. So let's do our benediction together. Here we go. My heart loves your heart because Jesus first loved us. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.